Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and I want to say good morning because it is 7:43 Eastern Time, 7:43 Pacific Time. I know we've been having a lot of fun on the Raiders Report, waiting for the Raiders to finally do something. Well, I got something for you bright and early today. The Las Vegas Raiders, they have gone out and signed defensive tackle Bilal Nichols. Now, Bilal Nichols has been a player that I've mentioned only a few times on the show, for the simple fact of some of his connections with Champ Kelly. So remember, the Raiders, they went ahead, they brought in Champ Kelly. But what's the really good thing about Nichols? It is a pretty cheap contract, I would say. A 2-year deal worth $11 million with $9 million guaranteed. One of the things that I like about Bilal Nichols is you're looking for a big body, a big defensive tackle. You kind of get some of that here. He's 6'4", 290 pounds, runs a 4.95. Didn't go to a big-time school, which sometimes you're going to see some of these Patriot guys. I like those dudes from smaller schools. Drafted in the 5th round in 2018 by the Chicago Bears in the 145th round, and not necessarily somebody who I can sit here and say, okay, now the Raiders don't have to go out and they don't have to go out and get any other defensive tackles. That's not necessarily what I'm saying, because really when you think about it, you're still down 5 DTs that you had from a season ago. But for whatever reason, I know the Raiders are a West Coast team. You make an early morning signing yesterday with Darius Phillips, and now you make an early signing again today with Bilal Nichols as your defensive tackle. So as always, I know I don't have my graphics. I just woke up. I just took Chuck out for a little walk. So go down to the comments section right now, and I want you to grade the signing of Bilal Nichols. We knew that defensive tackle was one of our bigger needs. So A, that you absolutely love it. B, it's a good move. C, it's an average move. D, it's a bad move. F, it's a fail. When I really think about it from top to bottom, I'm going to still go ahead and give this one a C+. I gave Bilal yesterday, or not Bilal, I gave Darius Phillips a C yesterday for an average. This is a little bit of an average move to me as well. He had 31 solo tackles last season. When you look at some of his numbers, though, from top to bottom, so in 2021, 51 tackles, 3 sacks. Not too bad, right? In 2020, he also had 40 tackles, 5 sacks. So back-to-back seasons where I thought he did a halfway decent job, and I definitely believe that one of the biggest reasons here why he was brought in is because when he actually first came into the National Football League, he came in as a defensive end. So Chicago, they tried him out at end. They're like, okay, 2 years where he had 28 tackles, 27 tackles. His first season, he had 3 sacks. And then you see a little bit of a new regime come in Chicago. They throw him in and they make him a nose tackle. So like, okay, nose tackle, 40 tackles, 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. Not too bad there, but he did have 3 pass breakups. He even had an interception. But the tape that I've been watching this morning, and again, this happened about, I'll say 20 minutes ago, and I'm just trying to throw some stuff together here to give you as much information as I possibly can. He had 2 fumble recoveries last season, the 51 tackles, the 3 sacks like I speak of, and then the pass breakup. And then I'm looking ahead here to some notes that some of his old former coaches have said about him, and you're seeing a lot of guys saying hard-working type of dude. He's going to come in there, he's going to get better. Last season, he pressured the quarterback 31 times, hit him 6, 21 hurries. And snaps-wise last season, he played in 303 run defense snaps, so 374 rushing snaps. And that was definitely something that I was curious on, because if the Raiders want to go out and get somebody like Jordan Davis, you need extra depth, and you're just going to need extra depth in general. According to PFF last season, his overall grade was 61.3, which is about a C-plus grade, like I gave him. It's an above-average defensive tackle. Looks to be better in the run-stopping department, 62.6 run defense grade, 53.9. Now, I don't always sit here and say, oh, PFF says it, that means it's absolutely true. That's absolutely false. So sometimes we know how those things can go. So let's go ahead and let's look at his 2020 numbers, if my mouse ever gets it together. 2020, 74.3 overall grade, 62.2 against the run defense, and then 73.9 against the pass. So in 2020, it looks like he had a better year, and that's kind of interesting to me. I'll also say the Bears were a lot more healthy on the defensive side of the football. Back in 2019 when he was an edge rusher, 52.0 overall PFF grade, 54.0 run, 48.9 against the pass rush, and then his first season in the NFL, 74.6, 74.0, and 62.4. So from those numbers off the top of my head, it looks like that you're going to get somebody who's pretty balanced overall, top to bottom. He is 6'4". He is, again, 290 pounds, which is something that I wanted to see out of the Raiders, be able to go out and potentially add some more free agent defensive tackles. So, guys, I know over the last 2 days, me, Jeremy, the entire Chat Sports team, we've been trying to have as much fun as humanly possible, keeping you guys up to date on everything going on around the silver and black. I know we were kind of hoping for a few extra moves here and there. I know I definitely was. But maybe, just maybe, today's going to be a day that you get a little bit more. So to make sure that you don't miss anything, take a second, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on those notifications because there is going to be stuff that happens, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's a week from now, 2 weeks from now. There's nobody dedicated to y'all. I feel like I am. I mean, I'm literally waking up bright and early to drop a video. So hopefully you guys appreciate it, and hopefully the Raiders continue to rock and roll and continue to make some stuff happen today. So the other thing now, what we're going to get into here is I'm going to be talking about some of the other free agents that you could potentially look at the defensive tackle position. I know there was some rumors circulating yesterday about a James Bradberry trade. Everything that I've heard is that's just from some Twitter account. I put it out on my Instagram, at Mitchell Renz 365, of where I think the root of some of that is coming from. Some of the other top DTs, though, still out there on the board. Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks is a name that I want you all to keep in mind, who was actually a teammate of Bilal Nichols, Calais Campbell. I still think Calais Campbell would be my number one guy if you could bring him in on like a 1-year, $8 million deal. Michael Pierce. Michael Pierce was another player that I liked a lot. And in fact, probably about a month ago, I talked about some players that I would like the Raiders to potentially trade for. Michael Pierce of the Minnesota Vikings. He only played in 251 snaps. He was a little bit limited last season because of some of the other moves that Minnesota made. But a 78.5 grade, and then in 2019, a 69 grade. He sat out in 2020 because of COVID. And then, let me see, B.J. Hill's pretty interesting name. D.J. Jones. He already signed to Denver, and then actually I'm seeing B.J. Hill, 3-year, $30 million deal there. Linval Joseph is still a free agent out there. Sebastian Joseph Day, he went to the Denver Broncos. Malik Collins, he went back to Houston. Tim Settle went to Buffalo, which is the guy I wanted. Daquan Jones, he already signed as well. Mo Hurst goes back to the 49ers. Bilal Nichols, though, PFF projected him to get 3 years, $7 million per year. And this is exactly what PFF had to say about him. Nichols has carved out a role for himself for a starting 5 technique in Chicago's defense. The question now becomes whether new head coach Matt Eberflus thinks he's a fit for the 3 technique spot in the Bears' 2022 defense. Nichols provides some versatility and has lined up everywhere from nose to over the offensive tackles. They predicted him to get a 3-year, $7 million average, so $12.75 guaranteed. $21 million in total. The Raiders got that for half. I know a lot of y'all were getting a little bit freaked out, and I know a lot of y'all were like, oh my gosh, are the Raiders going to make a move? I think this is proof that the Raiders have a plan. They're just going to make sure that they are making the right moves, making the right decisions. That way you don't go ahead and you overspend. Now, if anything else happens today, y'all, I promise you, I'll keep you up to date with everything going on around the silver and black. So if you want to give me a follow on Twitter, if you want to go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram as well, I would probably recommend that just because so much stuff's going to happen. I am hoping that I can get a video out bright and early this morning also when I actually get into the studio. And then I'm also going to be live today breaking everything down. And if there's another big-time move like this, like if this would have happened a few hours ago, I would have went live on the Raiders Report, but nobody's awake yet, so I decided to do it here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully there's more excitement. Hopefully there's more things going on around here. And actually, one more thing before I go. If you haven't joined me on Locals yet, please go ahead and do so. We are doing a March Madness-style tournament. The winner gets a signed Rich Gannon helmet, so it's RaidersReport.locals.com. That's the link. I'm going to send out emails again bright and early this morning. If you are on Locals and you're a supporter, well, then, hey, check your email because I want you to join it. Again, decided to go home from my at-home studio here in Dallas, Texas. According to Ian Rapoport, Bears defensive tackle Bilal Nichols is expected to sign with the Raiders. Sources say he gets a 2-year deal worth $11 million with $9 million guaranteed. A very versatile defensive tackle, can play in a few different schemes. I like this move by the Raiders, and I gave it a C+ grade. Also, if you made it this far in the video, you're going to see some other stuff behind me or below me. If you want to check out more videos from the Raiders Report, you can go ahead and maybe click this button button over here if you want to go ahead and subscribe to get more Raiders news, rumors every single day. I've dropped a video on this channel for every single day for almost 3 years now. You can go ahead and click the subscribe button here. If you want to get extra videos from the Raiders Report that maybe, I don't know, more recent ones over the past 24 hours, this button over here is going to be able to help you to do that. Enjoy the rest of your day, and go Raiders.